Sometimes when you're working on a project, you want to go back and look at a previous version of the project. To demonstrate what I mean, let's take a look at this terrain here. Let's say that I'm making modifications to this terrain, and here's my first modification, number 1. And I've gone back here and I've committed this, version 1, right? This may have been a commit that I made a week ago, 2 weeks ago, an hour ago, doesn't really matter. Now let's say that I make another modification to the terrain, and I now have modification number 2, right? This is a new version of the terrain that I've updated. And I go back here to my local changes. My local changes say that I have modified that terrain once I hit save. And I go back here, and I'm going to call this version 2. Commit it. And then let's go make a third version as well. So here's version 3 of my terrain. It's the third iteration of my level. You can imagine that I'm placing assets as well as modifying the terrain or doing whatever other things I may be doing. This could also be making different versions of my scripts or making new prefabs, whatever the case may be, right? Excellent. Now here we are looking at version 3. One of the nice things about Git is that it stores every commit that's ever made, not only by you, but by all of your groupmates as well. If we click on this button that says all commits, we can see every single version that we have here, right? So there's my initial Unity project. When Dave added his scene to it, he updated it here, and we can see that there's all 3 versions of the terrain. To view old versions of your project or old versions of your files, it's pretty simple. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you have no local changes. That's the ideal way to do it. It makes it nice and easy. So if you do have any local changes, you either want to commit them or discard them so that you're working off of a fresh version, right? So no local changes. Now, to go back into the past and look at old versions, it's really easy. You just double click. So I was on version 3. I'm going to double click on version 1. I'm going to hit checkout commit. And if I hop back here to Unity and hit refresh, I'm looking at version 1. If I go back here and I click on version 2, hit checkout commit, hop back to Unity, I'm looking at version 2. If I hop back here to Unity, or to Git, double click version 3, hop back here to Unity, version 3, right? You can do this with any of the files in your project, from visual scripts, prefabs, script, whatever else it may be, right? Image files. You can even do this to original versions of your project. You can see here, like this is Dave's scene, the current version of it. I could go back here to the original Unity project when it was first imported, before Dave's scene even existed. Hop back here into Unity, and it's gone. I only have level 1 and this other tactics level, right? I have my initial prefabs. Dave's scene isn't even here. I can hop back here into Git fork. I can fast forward to the current version and hit checkout, right? Hop back here to Unity, refresh, and check it out. There's Dave's scene again, ready to go. This can sometimes get you out of a pinch. If you've accidentally overwritten someone else's files or accidentally made modifications to something, and it's also one of the really great things about Git. This is also why I highly recommend committing often. You typically want to do a commit whenever you are doing a large chunk of work or whenever you think you kind of want to save a timestamp of what it is that you're currently working on. Whenever I'm working, I typically do a commit once an hour, once every couple hours. Definitely every time you get up from your computer.